Hi guys, we just made it in time right before the first pitch. We have Mike Fiers on the mound for the Oakland A's. I'm Adam Cohen representing Yankees Israel. This game 2 between the Yankees and A's. The A's won the first game yesterday 6-2. And Fiers, interestingly, broke Aaron Judge's wrist and hit by pitch last year. And here comes the first pitch. Fastball misses inside 1-0. He's also been a part of 2 no-hitters. And I think one of them for the A's too. Might have been from this season, actually. A little bit hard to keep track, but I'm pretty sure it is from this season. And here comes the 1-0. Ooh, nice slider in there, 1-1. He is pretty much the ace in the A's staff. Probably him and Liam Hendricks. Maybe post that to second. Profar steps Fiers to first, and time went away. That's right, Jurickson Profar, who's a longtime prospect and former, I think, #1 overall prospect for the Texas Rangers. The Rangers finally traded him this offseason, actually after finally had a pretty decent year in 2018. And now he's a member of the A's. So they actually were able to sign him because they gave up Jed Lowry, or they allowed Jed Lowry to test free agency, which he signed a 2-year, $36 million deal for the Mets, which has gone terribly for them because he's not played a single game in the majors. The Giants hits that hard to Chapman, Fiers first in time. So a couple of hit ground balls from our sluggers, the first two at bats. So just 4 pitches already there, 2 away. I think Fiers is actually known for getting the ball on the ground, which is perfect for Oakland Coliseum. I mean, it's perfect at any ballpark. Well, I'm not sure how many homers he gives up, but it doesn't seem like it's all too many. Probably gets to Oakland Coliseum and gets a good amount of balls on the ground. Nonetheless, here is Gary Sanchez, that I saw a home run last night. 2 homers yesterday, everyone being from Aaron Judge, actually. So that slider misses upstairs 1-0. The home run from Judge was actually his first this year that went to left field, and it was very impressive. I literally just wrote a piece about how one of the reasons why he might still have left a weak strength because he cannot pull the ball, and now he's starting to pull it a little bit better. So maybe the Yankees are right in that he's not straight. He was just merely slumping for the past 2 months, which is a little surprising with Aaron Judge. But, who knows? It could be the case. Pitchers are pitching a bit more inside and still throw those sliders away. He's had a tougher time against sliders this year, so both are very likely. Fastball misses upstairs 3-0. Fiers won't overpower you. He throws right at 90 miles per hour with his fastball. He has a slider, or I wonder if it's a slider or changeup, some off-speed pitch at around 83, 84. And he just walked Sanchez on 4 pitches. So, hey, 2-out rally. That was kind of Herman's issue last night. He got 2 outs several times, and then right after that, the runs started piling in. And that was definitely a disappointing start from Herman, giving up, I believe, either 5 or 6 earned runs. And, besides me being tired, my eyes bothering me, it was hard to watch after a little bit. Rochelle posts a 1 to right field, but right there is Marcano, makes the catch. So 3 hard hit balls, but nothing to show for it. That's okay. It's just the first inning, a lot of baseball left to play. We have a tie ball game at 0-0 as we head to the bottom of the first. A's due up. Trying to put on music, but it's being a little annoying right now. There we go. Here we go. Sorry, just cut off a little bit late. I don't know if that pitch got in there. Excuse me. But it is J.A. Happ on the mound. Here's the pitch. Well, that one is in the dirt, so we have at least one ball. And Happ has been very aggressive in his career. Last year, he had a 64% first strike rate, which is very impressive. And wow, he's hit 29 homers this year, especially against the East. And there's a high fly ball right there. That will stay in the ballpark, though. As Tauchman goes and makes the catch for out number 1. So Gardner sits for the second straight night. The defense, as is Maben in left, Tauchman in center, Judge in right. Torres at short, Torres at second, LeMahieu at first, Urshela at third, and Sanchez is catching. Maybe Gardner is playing DH today. I kind of went a little bit late because the computer was acting a little bit. Getting new one soon. But that being said, so I'm not sure exactly who's DHing, but it could very well be Brett Gardner. And that fastball hits the outside corner, 1-1 to Matt Chapman, who we did see back in the first inning fielding Judge's hard hit ground ball. I wonder how hard it was, because Judge actually leads all major league players in average exit velocity at about 97.7 miles per hour. And Happ blows him by the number fastball 1-2. The slider missed in a dirt, 2-2. So that's been around, to say the least. It's been the Phillies, Pirates, the Astros, the Mariners, the Blue Jays, the Yankees. He's fished them for a lot of years, and he's really found his best success in their last few years with the Pirates and then the Blue Jays. That was kind of his calling card. And yeah, I mean, he was great for a good string, and he's not been that great for a sister. He might not even get a postseason start. Although, he's actually pretty good away pitcher, so this will be interesting. Because A's are a good fly ball hitting team. This will be a good indicator saying that it's not just a small ballpark. Or maybe it's just the idea that a small ballpark is what's hurting Happ with the home runs. I was checking out the ERA, and this isn't 2 articles ago when I was talking about how the Yankees should utilize their starting pitching. Happ has the best road ERA, which is very surprising. I mean very surprising, because we're a pretty good away team. And Happ, who's struggled all year, is really good on the road. So it's pretty interesting. And, if he could be our first away start. I definitely think right now he should be. But, it'd be nice to see him prove that a little bit more over the course of the next month and a half left of the regular season. Oh, jammed, and give me a shallow fly ball. Is going to catch it. Be Cameron Maben out in left field to get out number 2. It looked originally like the in-betweener between Maben and Gregorius, but Maben's pretty fast and took charge of it. That's an outfielder should do, call off the infielders. And here's Matt Olson, who started off last night's game with bang in his first plate appearance. He had a 2-run homer against Domingo Germán, and that was a tough way to start the game, because Mark Hanna also homered, and they went back-to-back. And yeah, Germán struggled a lot last night. That was an awful start. I don't know where that fastball is. That was at 94, which is pretty hard for Jay to have. He doesn't really get there too often. And it didn't really look like a that good of a frame from Sanchez, and he didn't get a call. And there's a fastball dotted in there for a strike, 2-1. So, I mean, I think he still does throw his fastball the majority of the time, which is pretty interesting considering that he's only throws about 90 to 94 miles per hour. Definitely on the lower end of that spectrum. That time he blows him by 92. I think the thing is with Happer, at least when he does well, is that his fastball can be located pretty well. And I think this year, his location's a little bit worse. Maybe because of the increase of the home runs. And Olsen fouls off the slider there, still 2-2. In the last 9 games, Matt Olsen has batted .400, 14 hits and 35 at-bats, 4 homers and 12 RBIs. So, in short, he is hot. He was really filthy against the Yankees last night. So hopefully Hap, the lefty, can cool off the lefty Olsen. And he does. Really nice fastball. Tied him up inside. So a nice 1-2-3 inning for J.A. Happ. And we have a tie ball game as we head to the top of the second. And we are back. There's a strike on the outside corner to Gregorius. So both pitchers had a pretty good first inning. Yankees did hit all 3 balls hard, though, so hopefully they can be rewarded with their hard hit a little bit better. This time already, we have our first hit of the game. That's going to be in the gap. Kind of feels it, spins, fires to second. Gregorius lead off double, so getting rewarded very quickly. You know, but the Yankees in the first inning with nothing to show for it. And Gregorius proving that right then and there. Yeah, no way Connor was going to get that one. That was shifted off late to the right, and he basically got the wall and then just kind of threw it in. Not a bad throw, but no way he was going to get Gregorius, who had already slid in safely. And here's Gleyber Torres, who's really good runner in scoring position. As he fouls that one off. Fires went right away attacking him. That was a fastball up and in. I mean, I wonder if he missed his spot because that's pretty bold to go with that right away. But still, I mean, that's a tough pitch for a hitter to hit. Whether it's 90 miles per hour or 95 miles per hour. Obviously, 95, it's harder to hit, but still, it's a tough pitch to get around. And as I was mentioning with Torres and runners in scoring position, he is really good just behind LeMahieu and Urshela. And grounds a third. Chapman steps, fires the first in time. Definitely take a long look at Gregorius at second before firing at first. His arm is good enough and still beat Torres by a pretty good margin, one away. Really good ground balls so far. I mean, from LeMahieu, from Judge, and even that one from Torres. Pretty decently hit. Which is a good sign that, we'll keep having this nice production. Against Fires. Here's Mike Tauchman, who's a 7-hole tonight. A bit high for him. But like I said, we don't have our full lineup. In the past few games, I mean, if we don't have Flint, we don't have Encarnacion, we don't have Stanton, so not our complete lineup. That's why Tauchman goes to the 7-hole. And he's been excellent for us. He's shown power to all fields. He's actually had opposite field home runs, which I did not think was possible for Mike Tauchman. And trust me, his power, despite having 12 homers for us, and a lot of it coming since the All-Star break, it's not Judgian power. It's power that he can hit a ball maybe, just maybe, at 400 feet. And that fastball hits the inside corner 1-1. That one was only registered at 88 miles per hour. So Fires, I mean, he really tops out at 90 miles per hour. It's interesting that he's still this effective. Look, last 18 starts, 9-0, 2.4 ERA, 116 innings pitched and a 2.02 batting average. One of the best pitchers in baseball since then. Really good pickup for the A's. And Tauchman does hold up on the slider there now, 2-1. That's a pretty good eye, too. I mean, he's a good player. Even if his bat kind of catches up with him and he doesn't hit as many homers next year, Yankees have him under control for a while. He's in the prime of his age. Hit the ball to old fields. Has good speed. Good outfitter. One of the best defensive outfitters. I mean, he's a keeper. Maben, I would love to keep him, but he's not going to settle for a AAA deal. He's going to run with his best season, get a major league deal, maybe even a 2-year deal. I think that'd be a stretch if we got a 2-year deal, but he's established himself as a major league player after the season. We're dancing off second, taking a big lead. As Tauchman fouls that fastball straight back. That was at 87. So really going a little bit under the speed limit, as they say. That was definitely a hanger, too. That was right over the hard to plate, and Tauchman somehow was a bit late on. Maybe he was thinking he was going to get a different pitch. Yeah, he's had 2 no-hitters. One of them, as I said, was this year. It was against the Cincinnati Reds, where he gave up 2 walks on 6 Ks. The other one was actually against the Dodgers, I think in 2017. And, you think of guys who have multiple no-hitters. Sam Nolan Ryan, you think of Matt Scherzer, you think of Jake Arrieta. You don't think of Mike Fires. But even quietly, really good pitcher. As that curveball's in the dirt. First time we saw that curveball tonight. As Tauchman has worked to a full count. Pretty good at bat from him. Definitely the best at bat in the game so far. Many team. Oh, it wasn't. I don't think he was the guy who broke Judge's wrist. We just saw with Jacob Junis. He was the guy who hit Stanton in the face. Yeah, that's what they just said. I knew they hit someone. I mean, Stanton and Judge are close, so forgive me for messing that up. But I was right that he hurt someone pretty bad, and of course, unintentionally, you never try to hit anyone in the face, or at least in that scenario, not purposely trying to hit Stanton in the face. Usually, if you're gonna hit it out, you throw it at his back or you throw it behind him, not in his face. And now Stanton always wears that chin guard. And Toppin does the job, drives that into right field, and Viscotti throws to the cutoff man as Gregorius scores the first run of the ball game. So Tauchman comes through in a clutch, and oh man, you gotta love it because there's this now this excuse me now there's a new quote called let Brett bang, because Brett Gardner, when he gets annoyed, he'll use his bat, hold it vertically, and just bang up. And now you can see from the Yankees dugout, they took a picture of it, all of these like circular bat marks from the vertical exertion that Gardner gave so many times recently. So when anyone reaches or anyone does well, they first saw it from Judge, they do the bat motion. And I actually saw it from a friend. I didn't realize they called it that, but it's called Let Brett Bang because umpires have thrown him out and have watched him carefully for him expressing his anger in his own dugout, which is awful. If it's not concerning you directly, you have no business in what you're doing. So, yeah. The fact that they're throwing out or watching him like a hawk that he was doing, that's ridiculous. But anyway, it's still pretty funny. I wonder if Mike Ford's batting ninth as like a DH. It'd be really weird to see Gardner as a DH, and maybe got some suspensions from the games that he got ejected from. I'm not sure. Maybe he's just a little sore. I didn't hear anything about an injury report. So that one's right down the pipe. Could have been a pretty good pitch for maybe a swing at. But now he's behind 0-2. And fires, hold set. Here comes the 0-2. And wow, he really tied him up. See, Fires locates well, too. That fastball, an 0-2 pitch, he's not going to throw it for a strike because that's not what you do. You throw it off the plate. He threw this fastball more inside than he should. And had a little running action, too, kind of like a two-seamer. Nearly hit Maben, and he tied him up. It's one of those ones like, oh, I should swing, oh, shoot, I shouldn't. And by the time he realized that he shouldn't, that is already wrapped around him. As accurately predicted, Mike Ford is the DH batting ninth. I know my Yankee players so well. I'm proud of myself. Yeah, I mean, Ford, he definitely has potential. Yes, he has a 173 batting average and a 295 on base percentage, but in 26 games, 4 homers, not bad. Not bad at all. He had 20 homers in the minors, too. And Yankees, I feel like they want to envision Ford as their next Greg Bird, someone lefty bat who has a lot of power. That's a powerful swing. Someone's a high pop up to Biscotti and makes the catch. Well, Yankees get 2 hits and score a run. They take the first lead of the ball game. Hopefully they'll maintain it and we head to the bottom of the second inning. Perfect timing. That song just ended. We're about to be back. Oh wow, they already have a Gleyber Torres bobblehead night, and he's only been on the Yankees for 2 years. So wow, that's pretty awesome. I like that one. He's like pointing at the dugout. That's fun. Gotta love it. So here's Mark Canha, the center fielder and right-handed hitter. Takes a fastball outside for a strike on one. I don't know. I feel good about Happ tonight. That was a pretty solid first inning we saw from him. I was impressed. I mean, like I said, he could be our first road starter. And I know that sounds ridiculous because, honestly, it's hard for me even to believe. Because he's J.A. Happ, and he's like a 5 ERA, and he's given up 29 homers. But a lot of that damage has come from home. And it's no problem that, or no reason why that he has a home run issue, because he gets a lot of homers in hitter-friendly ballparks, and you play against the AL East, you play at your stadium, it's bound to happen. So, yeah, and he's also, I think, like 38 years old, so time's starting to catch up with him a little bit too, but on the road, he does better. It's kind of like a Sonny Gray, so why not just have him pitch away games? Throw him out there for 5-6 innings and you're okay. And honestly, a lot of our pitchers actually are awful on the road. Patson's awful on the road. Herman's awful on the road. Sabathia is awful on the road. Herman's awful on the road. I think I already said Herman, but point being, he's really our best guy. And the other road starter who I think they should have is Luis Severino. And yes, of course, if he does well, he should be our game one starter. Of course, if he looks like the best option. And he still might be the best option. But honestly, he might be the most useful on the road because he's the only Yankee pitcher that would have a sub-4 ERA. That fastball just missed, so it's a full count to Canha. I mean, Happ can even be our Game 2 away pitcher. And I'm not seeing, like, Game 2 of the series. I'm saying the second game on the road. If Severino does well enough, he should be the first pitcher on the road, and if he does really well, then he should be the Yankees' main go-to starter. And Happ notches his second consecutive strikeout, gets kind of high here. He's really kind of feeling his fastball tonight. And you don't see him at 94 too often, or not even really 93. Usually it's like 88 to 91, but we've seen a lot of 92, good amount of 94. It's impressive. I like him. I like where he's at right now. Ball tapped right back to Happ. Steps fires to first in time. Make sure he gives an accurate throw to first, which he does. Now there's 2 away. And it's interesting. I wonder, is Happ, he could have a good month and a half left. As tough as it seems, I mean, this is a guy, you got to think about it this way. He doesn't throw that hard. And I bet you he has still pretty decent control of the strike zone. And he throws a lot of strikes. So you saw that fastball down the outside corner right there at 93. That's where Happ lives. That's where he lives. When he locates that pitch, he is so good. Even that last pitch, that's a slider at 87 that just misses the inside corner. That's perfect. He is literally like a CC who just needs to live off the corner. So when he doesn't, he gets lit up like a Christmas tree. But they have a nice slider like that in the dirt now, 1 and 2. Yeah, that home run rate's ridiculous. It's 2.09. You know what the major league average is? It's like 1.3. Maybe 1.5. 2.09, that's a lot. That's one of the highest in baseball. That was a hanger. That fastball is middle end 94. And luckily, Piscotty fouled that one off. Scotty's been a pretty good mainstay for the A's since coming over in a trade with the Cardinals, not only because Cardinals had Tommy Pham in the outfield, and I think along as Harrison Bader at the time, but also because Scotty was losing his mom. And wow, he got down and got that one. It was a slider, pretty good slider, and Scotty went down and got it. Got his first of the game, drove it right back up the middle. It's a good piece of hitting right there. Yeah, that slider just wasn't low enough. I mean, it was low. It was like right at his shoe tops, but he just poked it out there. That's pretty good bat control right there. Yeah, that's all bat. That's a complete defensive swing right there. Bat head out, not using any of the lower body to pitch that. All right, like I don't want this to be called strike three on me. I'm committing to the pitch, and he drove it up the middle. That's a nice piece of hitting. And Hat misses upstairs and outside 1-0. So here's Chris Davis with K having a disappointing season. I mean, he's someone who's hit 40 home runs. I think at least the last 2 seasons, he actually led all of baseball home runs last year with 47. And this year, he hasn't even cracked 20 yet. It's 17. And 20 is the new 10 home run mark, essentially. It seems like every hitter is 20 homers, so he really has been below average offensively, and he doesn't provide much value defensively, hence why he's a DH. So it's been tough for the A's. I mean, they currently are tied with the Rays for the – actually, the Rays won earlier tonight, so the Rays currently have a half-game lead in the second wildcard game spot. But I'm sure they'd be a lot better off if Chris Davis is having a normal season for him. Probably be better than the Rays right now. Oh, wow, he swung 3-0 right there. Wasn't a really good 3-0 pitch to swing. That was a fastball low and outside. Kind of an ugly swing, too. I think he actually needs a new bat. He broke it. You don't see that too often, someone breaking a bat on a 3-0 swing. It's not really the swing you want to take. I mean, I'm sure – I wonder if he's a little bit jumpy. I wonder if sometimes hitters get in their head like, oh, I'm having a good season. Here's a 3-0 pitch. Let's see if I can do something with whatever he throws me. Throws you a pitch outside and you swing at it. Well, doesn't really help you that much. Might as well take that pitch and look for the next one. And Happ has been living off that outside corner. That one was a bit off the plate, but since he's hit so often, he got the called strike call. Davis is not happy with him there. After a good amount of pitches, though, this will be his 35th pitch. I mean, heck, even if we get 5 quality innings, that's great. 5 innings of 2-run ball at least. That's great. Even 5 innings of 3-run ball, we can live with that. And that ball was poked deep right field. And Judge is looking up. Yellow by baseball, folks. 2-run homer for Chris Davis. And right as we were saying that Davis has struggled with the home run ball this season, not having as many as he should have, as many he's had in previous years. It's a 2-run homer, and just like that, the A's are back out in front. They really answered quickly to the Yankees' scoring opportunities. The Yankees scored first last night. A's came right back. He scored first this night. A's came back the inning afterwards. See Bob Melvin very happy. He's the A's manager, by the way, for the past 9 years, including this one. He's very happy, clapping for his slugger, knowing that he just gave his team the lead. And 18 sure is a good number for Chris Davis. He was an 0 for 17 skid and hits the home run there, now 1 for 18. His last 18 at bats, and that was his 18th home run as well. And he has great power to all fields, and that one's hit to right field. So definitely still has that pop. So I wonder what it was that made him bat, about 20 points slower in his batting average, which I'll get to in a second, but also have a big decrease in home runs. Batting average, he's really the most consistent guy with batting average in baseball. The 247 for 3 consecutive years, which is essentially unheard of, really in any parts of baseball. The same batting average like that, especially in this modern age. A nice throw by Gregorius to retire Profar. It was very fast. But the A's picked up 2 runs in the Chris Davis home run A's are up 2-1 as we head to the third. I'll be right back. Hey guys, we're back. Sorry about that. We did miss a decent amount of pitches. Did miss a batter, which is okay. LeMahieu's still up, taking his second plate appearance of the night. 2-2 count right now. My mom just got home, so to say hi. Here comes the pitch from Fires. Hanger. And LeMahieu kind of chased it too. As a hanger out of the strike zone, LeMahieu eyes lit up and swung at it, but would have been a ball. That's okay though. That's really interesting. Judge didn't want to talk about that first pulled home run. Just really want to acknowledge that that's different. Wonder why. Maybe because it is the oblique stream. Maybe just could be a variety of other reasons too. But Beltron said that obliques you feel it for the whole year. I went to this oblique injury study for baseball, and they said that it really affects your entire body. So there's still a good chance, despite judging the Yankees, that he's not at 100% right now. He's doing a little better as of late, though. And maybe pops it one out. That won't do a job. Right there is Olsen, who makes a catch for the first out. saw your report right now, so I'm just listening to that. Yeah, he's throughout his career, he's pulled the ball really well. And there's a pretty good disparity of home runs from all sectors, and really even more to the left for the most part. And this year, he just has one out of his 13 homers. Even that home run drop is really significant. He had 27 last year, even after missing a good part of the season. This year, he also missed a good part of the season, only has 13. And I saw his at bat to home run ratio and decreased by a lot. And it went from 10.3 at bats per home run, which is about once every 5 games. And that was last year. And that ball's ground the middle. Semien fires to first in time. He fouled it. That's kind of ran out of that ball. It's kind of slow. I almost hit Fires too. Kind of like a payback for Stanton, honestly. He's smiling. I wonder what he thought. Oh yeah, the two-seamer was running up and in. And he kind of like looked back, didn't realize it was a fair ball, and then he sees the ball right at the middle and has to run. So right when I was saying that Group 2 gets a 2-run homer, and right when I said the Yankees were hitting Fires hard, well, he's retired the last 4 batters, and he's looked pretty good, honestly. This is strike at the inside corner to Sanchez on 1. To walks in the first. He's batting .234, 28 homers, 66 RBIs, and a .309 on base percentage. You know, even though his numbers are so much better than last season, I still feel like Sanchez's true batting average is a .260 hitter. And soft ground out short, sending steps Fires to first in time, and Fires has an easy 1, 2, 3 innings. The Yankees not able to get that run back right away. They still have their 2-1 lead as we head to the bottom of the third. Not sure if I played this song last time or not, but I don't know one's really watching, and you probably wouldn't hear the song anyway, so I'm playing it again if I have not already. And we are back. Actually zoomed in on Ricky Henderson mascot, which is pretty funny. Has his sunglasses and all. It's pretty cute. Here's Josh Fegley, who I actually believe is the main catcher for the A's, not Chris Herman, who we saw last night. He didn't play bad last night. He actually had a single opposite way, which is what you do as a backup catcher. So you just be situational and hits all fields. Good backup catcher is, and I'm talking about catchers like Romine. Really might be the best backup catcher in baseball. Maybe behind Jason Castro for the Twins. Here's a 2-0. Fastball misses outside 3-0 to Fegley. And he's been playing pretty well. 244 batting average, 10 homers, 47 RBIs, and a 283 on base percent. So not bad for a catcher. Especially when a lot of catchers, even a lot of starting catchers, bat right around 200. Single digit pop. I feel like Fenley's playing on different teams besides the A's. But I feel like he's been the A's for a couple of years. I'm not sure. I'm not sure where he's from. He's been in the league for a little while. And I feel like he hasn't always been the A's, but I can't really name any other team that he's been on. So I am not sure where he came from. I just know that he's been part of the A's for a couple of years. Here's the pull-up. Payoff pitch, and it's low ball 4. So never gets to walk the number 9 hitter. That's definitely not looking good. Actually, does his best work second time through the order. As with a lot of the Yankee players, which is pretty funny. Actually, semi-in this year. Ranks top 10 in a lot of major categories. Hits, 139, 10th. Extra base hits, 59, tied 9th. Walks, 68, 8th. Runs, 90, which is 6th in the AL. And WAR, 5.5, which is 4th. I didn't realize he was that good. And I think his defense got a lot better. I mean, this was the guy who literally had like 20-plus errors for the A's a couple years back. And now, he's a pretty respectable defender. Steal a bit, too. I think he has between 7 and 9 steals, which is really good nowadays. I mean, when you get double-digit steals in today's modern game, it's pretty impressive. Because most teams have players who can just knock it out of the ballpark, so you don't really care about stolen bases. And really, you should only be doing it if you can get there at least 75 to 80% of the time. And a lot of players can't do that. Actually, you see players like Rougned Odor, who's like, even out of steals and caught stealing, and same with Med Rosario, who are just can't really run that well. They have good speed, but they get caught a lot. Here's the 1-1. Ball is driven deep left field. Y'all buy baseball, folks. It's a 2-run homer for Marcus Semien. So we were just talking about his power. That was his 22nd home run of the season. But Hap, no matter what ballpark, gives up a lot of home runs. His 31st of the year. The A's are up 4-1. They have come out to play against the Yankees. Wow. Really teeing off against their starting pitchers. And we've been playing more teams that can hit home runs. The Indians, the Twins, the A's. Our starting pitching has faltered big time against those teams. And I mean big time. Which is not good because really, the A's, the Twins, the Indians, and then you add in the Rays and the Astros, they're all really good home run hitting teams. Which really makes me think that we're going to be eliminating the first round once again in the playoffs, which I really hope does not happen. But the way things are going with all these home runs, I mean, that was an absolute shock. Ball ground the hole. Going to be a long throw for Torres, and he gets out Chapman by just a step. And Chapman's not slow, so that was actually a pretty good play by Torres. So 1 away. That was really in the shortstop pull for Torres, and is well acquainted with shortstop, played the bulk of the time there while Didi was on the IL. But still a nice play. Good backhand, not even really a step, just kind of off his back leg and fires to first. And hanging slider to Matt Olson, 0-1. You know, the announcers right now they're talking about how Yankees analysts are trying to get Happ to throw more secondary pitches, which is not really Happ. I'm not sure what the home run was, but it seemed like Happ was kind of annoyed with Gary Sanchez, and then the home run happened. Now he's probably more annoyed, and I wonder if Sanchez's calling ability has gone a bit down. If defense can vary year for year for so many of these major league players, calling games must also vary because maybe he's not calling the right pitch in the right place, and he has that little wristwatch on his arm that tells him what pitches to throw and when. So maybe Yankees analysts, Sonny Gray, say what you will about him, but one of the things that he said about Yankee analysts is that they got him away from kind of throwing the right pitches, although none of the pitches really seemed to work for him that he did throw. It just seemed like he couldn't pitch New York. But he said that it was because they were kind of, I think, get him away from this fastball or something along the lines of that. With that 31st home run, Happ is now in a four-way tie. Your second most home runs allowed in the major league. So on Matt Boyd, Yusei Kikuchi from the Mariners. I'm hoping I am saying his name right. And Justin Verlander. And honestly, it's not surprising anymore. But the difference is the pitchers who give a lot of homers and do well, Verlander and Scherzer, and even Kershaw more now, is that home run. The only home run they give up. If they give up one more, they're just all solo shots. But no, these are two-run homers. And it's really been affecting the Yankees. Yankees don't really give up a lot of solo shots. They give up big home runs in big situations when they're affected the most, it seems like. Here's the 0-1. Fastball missed well outside 101. He's already at 55 pitches, so he might not even reach the fifth inning. And it's awful because how are we going to survive the playoffs? Let's say you're a starter. We're definitely going to pull a starter out after like 2 or 3 innings. This is a 2-run home run. Has runners on the bases up. He's gone. And it's a bullpen game for the next 7 innings. Ball grounds a third. Storshaw steps, fires to first in time. Gets out Kana by a step, and the A's are retired, but not before Semien hits a 2-run homer to extend the A's lead to 4-1 as we head to the top of the fourth. So we are back with a very good trivia question that I only know one answer to. Wait, no, not Tino. Tino was on the Mariners. thought they were saying Tino Martinez. I don't think it's him. I'm pretty sure he was on the Mariners. I don't know if he was on the A's. Could be wrong, but I don't think so. I know maybe Scott Brocious. I think he was on the. I don't know what team he was on before them. It could have very well been the A's. I know Ricky Henderson fits that build. Here comes the 0-2 to Urshela, by the way. Fastball upstairs, 1-2. Oh. Oh, Reggie Jackson. So we have Brocious, Henderson, Jackson. Who's the fourth guy? Here's the 1-2. And curveball on the dirt. Really don't see too many curveballs from Fires. Really has that two-seam fastball, which is 87 to 90 miles per hour. He has a slider, which is 82 to 86 miles per hour. Then he has his curveball at 75. So he's really a three-pitch pitcher and predominantly uses two pitches. And he is just mowing down this Yankees lineup. And it's impressive. You don't really see too many righties who don't throw this hard. And there's a slider there. Now a full count to Urshela. Last time up, Urshela lined out to Mark Hanna in center field. So put a good bat on the ball. Let's see if he can do that here. He's definitely needs some base runners. As he fouls that one off. You see Gary Sanchez talking to Hap. I mean, Hap's a veteran player and just trying to figure things out. Hap does not seem too happy with him. So, I mean, Sanchez has always been a pretty good game caller since the Yankees came up. Their ERA has, believe it or not, has looked better in the last couple of years than it has prior to him joining the Yankees. So, hey, it's good. School's in session, as Michael K loves to say. But, yeah, I mean, even if Hap is angry, even if he's still win, I like that. He's a veteran guy talking to his catcher. He has more experience, hopefully next time around. Sanchez, has a better feel for Hap. I'm sure it's tough because I'm sure the analysts have a good way to play with it too, telling them what pitch Hap should throw. If they want to use more secondary pitches, but Hap is predominantly a fastball pitcher, but I don't know if that's been working for him so far. I don't think it has because he's given us so many home runs, and if they're trying to change him, it might be for a good reason. Not that the stats are the end-all for everything, but it could be the reason why Hap's having a worse year than last year. A lot worse. I mean, last year he was Yankees' really best pitcher in the second half. He went 9-0 down the stretch with them since the July 31st trade deadline acquisition. Actually, I think they got him a couple of days before, but nonetheless, it was still very impressive. And I think he started game one in the playoffs for us. Yeah, because we had Severino start the All-Star game. Actually, I don't even know if it was Severino. It might have. Was it Severino? It might have been Tanaka. I'm not sure. It may have been I think it was Severino. I'm not sure. And Boris pops one foul and out of play, 0-2. And you look at this. J.A. Happ, 58 pitches through 3 innings. Mike Fiers, 44 pitches through 3+ innings. It's a difference. And I don't know how he does it. I mean, I kind of see how he does it. He does what any guy who throws slow does. Force out corners, changes eye level, misses up his pitches well. I mean, he only throws really 2 pitches. The curveball comes once in a blue moon. Probably like once every 10 pitches or so. So he's overpowering them. Just locates it well. Keeps the ball in the ballpark, too, which is huge in this time. I mean, like I said, home runs are normal now. Trout breaking his home run record already in August 15th with 42 bombs already. No one should be surprised by that. Not because of Trout's skill, which, obviously give credit where credit's due, but also the balls are kind of juiced. And everyone's hitting home runs, and everyone's trying to change their swings. We're going to see more stuff with that, more career highs. And Gregorius chases the high fast. Wow, that one was at 93. Fiers gave a little bit extra there to strike out Gregorius. That's actually his first strikeout of the night. I mean, see, He doesn't have to strike out every guy. He really doesn't. He just gets a lot of ground balls. The fly balls are not deep, and yeah, it's impressive. And he's really been a good starter for the A's, and they made the wild card game, which it'd be fun to see an Indian trade game or a Rays A's game. I mean, that's kind of two wild card games I'm hoping for. Indians Rays because of the pitching, and then A's Rays just because they're two small market teams going at it. But Fires is probably their game one starter. I don't think Liam Hendricks would be an opener this year. That's for sure. You saw how badly that went for the A's last year against the Yankees. They really wrecked them. And here is Gleyber Torres grounds a third last time up. 1-0-1. He puts that one out to deep center fielder. Right there is Pana catching that line drive. I mean, they're hitting it decently hard. But like I said, not out of the ballpark. And, they may call it luck a bit. The Yankees are hitting some balls in the nail. A lot of them have been on the ground, or a lot of them haven't been home run type swings. Interesting because I don't know if Fires would work in a stadium such as Yankee Stadium, because those low line drives, those fly balls, they might be home runs, but in Oakland Coliseum, when it's one of the biggest ballparks in baseball, yeah, he can get away with it. He works perfectly for the A's, and he's not a true ace, but he's the A's ace, and he's been pitching like one over the last 18 starts. His last 15 starts have been all quality starts, and he's probably going to have one tonight, too. And there's that once-in-a-blue-moon curveball. I don't really think he's really looking anywhere with them for strikes, but, just good to change up the pitches, even if he doesn't locate it. 1-0. Tauchman. Tauchman drove in the Yankees' only run this game, had an RBI signal to right to score in Gregorius. And I wonder how the Yankees are going to do when we're at full capacity, because we have guys like Tauchman, we have Alfio Torres, we have Urshela, we have LeMahieu, and there's a deep drive. It actually paused right there, but it looked like a pretty good shot. It was a hanging slider. And they're zooming in on it. I wonder if that was gone or not. I really cannot tell. It looked like a very good swing. Where did that go? Yeah. Let's see. Oh, it went to center field. Okay, it was a single. He got off a bit at the end of the bat, but he drove it well. And we've seen since the All-Star break, Tauchman has really heated up. I mean, he has 3 hit games. It's not just, I'm a guy who's going to hit those low line drive home runs that a bigger ballpark people are going to catch. No, he hits to left field. He can drive it with power, too, with authority. So I think there's definitely some sustainability with Tauchman. And, I still think Gardner should be, since he's Gardner and he's a leader, you're going to have some leadership when CC leaves, of course, and Gardner a big guy for that, and he still plays really good baseball. But keep Tauchman, keep Frazier. Best out of the team should be the backup outfielder. Here comes the 0-1 from Maben, and he fouls that one off 0-2. I was actually at this Jewish day camp today, and a lot of them are, it's located in Queens, a lot of them are diehard Mets fan and diehard baseball fans, and I was talking to this one guy named Greg, who has really, really good insights, and he was saying the Stanton deal might have been a mistake for the Yankees. And, people are now looking more towards that since Stanton's missed all of this season. He did have a productive season as a 27 campaign last year. But even I thought right away when we got him that, yes, we fleeced the Marlins. Don't get me wrong. We had to give up nothing. Castro and Jorge Guzman, which is really nothing for someone like Stanton's caliber, Stanton's potential, especially off an MVP season. But to swallow so much money. I mean, what did the Marlins give us? $40 million. We still have to pay about $240 million from 2018. Now probably around $190 million or so, probably just under $200 million. It's still a lot, and it prevents us. We have such a young Torres and Sanchez that makes it a bit hard to sign them. And Maven strikes out, and Fedley completes the put up by throwing the first. So the Yankees strand two and do not score. Fire's happy to get out of that jam. Pumps his glove. He's fired up. They just maintain their 4-1 lead as we head to the bottom of the fourth. About to put on some more music. 1 second, you guys. Well, it's not really playing, so you might not have to use it this time around. Can't do anything about it. The computer's not working like that. Yeah, probably only say 6 cents, and I would say it's more because my eyes are just bugging out than me being tired. I mean, I am tired. Essentially, helped out at that Jewish daycare center at Hillcrest Jewish Daycare Center from like 8 to 6. So that's a long day. But I think it's more just because I really do need those glasses, and it really helps me not get as tired during when I use the computer. Not that I don't have 20/20 vision, because I do, just my eyes get really tired easily, and it really strains them. So the whole last year without them, since I lost them so much, and it says optional, it still is optional, but it does help. So more because we're probably around 12. The way things are going, probably after the end of the top of the sixth. Oh, now it's working. Oh, here's the answer to the trivia question. We'll play the music next time. So it has to be Henderson and Jackson. Has to be. I'd be very surprised if not those two guys. They're just about to announce it. Oh, Nick Swisher, of course. Oh, and Jason Giambi. That makes sense. I forget which team Broshy's playing on. Maybe it was the A's. I am not sure. He wasn't originally on the Yankees, but didn't get the 75 homers. So, all right, at least he got half of it. The other two I should have known. Yeah, and Swisher actually played a good number of years with the A's. He also played for the White Sox for 1 year as well. I think he even played for the Indians and the Braves. So yeah, he had a pretty decent career. He's a good player. He only had one All-Star, but he hit 20-plus homers a good deal of times. Kind of good 6 times or so. So right now, the A's have... Yep, I was right. Chad Pinder up, leading off the inning. Last pitch was Hap's 60th pitch, so won't be in this game for too much longer. Maybe after that talk with Sanchez, they'll have right the ship and give us 6 solid innings. That'd be the most ideal outing, shove for that long. Kind of similar predicament as Herman yesterday. Get hit hard early, okay, well, give us some innings. Help out the bullpen, keep us in the game. But Sweater misses outside, so a full count to Pinder. And Pinder has... A lot of people don't know Pinder, but he can really play any infield and any outfield position. And he has some pop. I think actually has a decent amount of homers, double digit. And foul tipped into the glove of Sanchez, went away. That was Hap's 3rd strikeout of the night. And hopefully we can see another 1, 2, 3 inning here. Here's Steven Piscotty, who singled to center last inning, which is the A's first hit. Actually, no, back in the second, excuse me. Later scored on Chris Davis's 2-run jack. Piscotty, I mean, he a 280 hitter with. I mean, I think he's hit 30 homers before. He might have even hit that mark last year as well. That's a pretty good swing, but does get under it right there as Judge. Takes a couple steps back and makes the catch 2 away. So, yeah, I mean, Haps looked good this inning, and I really hope. But, only throwing 8 pitches so far, which is good. Get under 70, and then you can probably have him throw maybe 6 innings. And yes, you may not want to throw third time 30 order, and yes, you should have someone warming up probably as early as next inning. But if you're already losing, why not just get some decent innings out of it? A good fastball, peppering the inside corner 0-1. And sometimes tonight, he's looked really good. Like, I think he's hit more corners tonight than he really ever has that I've seen this season. And then I haven't seen him pitch in a little bit, but, when he does that, he's peak hat, but then he's over a pitch like that luckily Davis didn't get on. I mean, he fouled it right back to the screen, so he's right on it, but didn't hit it fair. But that's middle in at 93. Right down Broadway, so, yeah. So when you miss just by a little bit with Sabathia and Happy, it wrecked. Somehow Fire's a little bit better about that, maybe because he plays in Oakland Coliseum all the time. But even still, I mean, Vermont and Hap both looked pretty good the last couple of days. They had some decent stuff, and both of them got hurt by the long ball. Not too many mistakes, but that's all it takes now. Just off by a couple inches, and that's the difference between an out or a strikeout and a home run. And here comes the 2-2. And slider missed outside, full count. You can't walk Davis with 2 outs. He doesn't even really walk that much. He's really I think he strikes out a good amount, but I think he's still a pretty decent contact hitter. Yankees would love the 1-2-3, and he can get right back to it in the 5th. And he gets a 94 middle in. And Hap picks up his 4th strikeout of the night, gets his second 1-2-3 inning. He's up 4-1 as we head to the 5th. Once again, music isn't working. I really can't do anything about that, so I do apologize. Just sit in silence for a couple minutes, although no one's really watching. Let's see, how many viewers do we have? 0. Yep, as expected. This is more for just help my benefit to just, get better at broadcasting. Ideally, I would love to spend some time at college, and I'm definitely going to try to set some time aside for it to just kind of what the future of this channel will be and how many videos I can do. And yeah, don't get me wrong, I'll do so when the playoffs come around. Probably not for next month, but if I can do some highlight videos, or I can do more interviews, or if I become the on-camera personality for Allegheny, then, we can kind of get a bigger base. And that'd be really good. The goal of this is to try to get my name out a bit more and kind of build up a brand, my own personal brand. Maybe it's better just to do this Instagram Live and on social media. YouTube is a form of social media, but still. But, yeah, it'll be interesting. Always good to practice. Get hurt. But by the time I'd be better well spent trying to just, get my brand. That's pretty hilarious. So Verlander, who pitched into the 9th, just gave a solo shot. He actually lost the game 2-1. Each shot's tough. Throws a complete game, gives up 2 runs, and he still gets the loss. I mean, yeah, he's probably on Cy Young this year, and he also has given up 31 homers, but sometimes those home runs bite in the butt, even the solo shots. So we have 9-1-2 at Ford, LeMahieu, and Judge. And fastball in there for a strike on one. Oh, even more information about that Astros-Tigers game, which the Astros and Verlander lost. It was really funny because Robinson Chirinos was triple shy of the cycle, got an easy double check for third and got thrown out. That's kind of selfish there. I mean, maybe he wasn't thinking it could be a third base coach too. You don't know how many outs. Maybe it was really the right time to do it, but still, when you're down, that's tough. I mean, maybe I actually, from that same guy that I was talking about, Chad Pinder, as Chapman was not able to catch that one. It's a pretty good way in the outfield, and it was falling fast. Once again, Hap talking to Sanchez, really trying to get. I wonder what's going on. I mean, I think for the most part, I don't think Hap has really called Sanchez off, but maybe he's just not the guy to do it. But he wants to tell him, like, hey, like, I'm trying to go with this. This is what's working. And it worked last inning, but hopefully continue for the rest of the inning, rest of the game, rather. But anyway, I'm happy that Ford's on first base. We bring it over to the top of the lineup. Judge has been hitting better. He's on deck, and LeMahieu is our golden child. Wow, nice curveball. Kind of a hanger, and LeMahieu fished for it 0-1. LeMahieu has ground out to second and popped out to first. At 336 near 21 homers, 86 RBIs, and a 383 on base percentage. And I know a lot of Yankee fans probably annoyed by this, but he's probably not even a top 4 MVP vote. While people would say, and I do agree with it, that it should go Trout. Sorry, not even a top 3 MVP vote. Probably a 4th in that order, but it should go Trout, Bregman, Devers, LeMahieu. I would say that's pretty fair. I think he does belong in the top 5, but I don't think he should win it. I think Trout, no one really has quite the season that he has in the American League this year. And ground to second, fires a short, on to first in a 4-6-3 double play. So hardly ever see LeMahieu ground to double play, but he does there. And yeah, Yankees have not cashed in. Last inning, they had runners in the corners. Nothing happened. This inning, fires just his ground ball. Actually, it was funny because that home run from Judge yesterday was Yankees' third longest homer this year at 467 feet, which is the other two are from Sanchez himself at 481 feet and from Voit at 470 feet. So he has his first homer to left field with a bang. It shows you, all right, he can actually pull the ball pretty well, and also makes you wonder, how is he not pulled the ball like that before the season? If he can clobber one 467 feet, he can clobber one 330 feet over the fence. So, confusing times. Here's the 1-0 and a slider in there for strike one. There's one homer to left, three home runs to center, and 9 homers to right. And here comes the 1-1. Fastball misses upstairs to him. That was way high. And here comes the 2-1 Judge. Well, tapped over to third. Gonna be a long throw for Chapman. Wow, let's see if I can. Wow, and he got Judge by just half a step. He is really good defensively. That was on the line. Judge is above average speed, and wow, quite the throw from Chapman. What a play. Arenado has a good arm. Machado has a good arm. He might throw harder than both of them. And A's still have their 4-1 lead as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning. And all right, we are back. We have Jerson. Actually, a Little Leaguer had Jerson Profar as his favorite player. It's pretty cool to see him as the guy's most kids' favorite player, but that's pretty cool. Actually, Jerson Profar did play. Actually, no, it's his brother. I think it's Jerg. I don't know if that was Jerson Profar's. You know what? I bet this is what it was. It was probably just his Little League World Series photo. That's what it was. Yeah. So, Profar this season, definitely not as good as last season. 203 batting average, 15 homers, 51 RBIs, and a 268 on base percentage, which is one of the lowest among all qualified hitters in baseball. And I think they might have mentioned that it was even actually the lowest. And, say what you will about having on base percentage over 300, and it's, of course, awful. But I personally like to look at the difference between on base percentage and average. And that ball is line down the line to left field. That'll be extra base for Profar, and he has a leadoff double here in the 5th. So it's like the schooling from J. Happen Sanchez does not work out so far. I mean, it hasn't, but this inning as well. See if Happ will be able to get out of this. And I'm interested in seeing what Federley will do. I mean, if you're a catcher, you're batting number 9, you should always do situational hitting. You're not going to be the type of guy who hits homers like that. And yes, I know Federley has 10 homers, but why not try to hit the ball the other way if you're a catcher? I don't know. I just feel like certain players, like catchers who bat 9, should be situational hitters. Certain hitters who are in there for their defense, they should be situational hitters when they can. Because those guys, they're not going to hit the ball at the ballpark every time. They're not going to change the game of the bat. They do their job. They do their job in helping out the team. I think that provides value still. So I think we can hit one to the right side right here. Ooh, and a punt him on the elbow. I might have hit in the helmet, actually. That was up high. I don't know if that was intentional. I really hope it wasn't, and now we see some movement in the Yankee bullpen. Yeah, and of course, you can't let this one go away, and now you have the dreaded third time through the order, and it's a real fear. I mean, if your guy's going strong, by all means, keep him in, because would you rather have a guy who's been on the entire game get another chance at a couple of more hitters. You would take the latter, and the book wouldn't say that. The new analysts wouldn't, but that's the pitcher too. None of the Yankees pitchers, I don't trust any of them to go in a third time through. Maybe Tanaka, and we'll see how Severino does when we get back. That's it. That's it. Especially in a postseason atmosphere. Saka knows how to hold down the fort, but every other pitcher can really give the lead very quickly. And a lot of them are affected by the home run, but not so much past him. But even him, he can give up runs really quickly. So, yeah, I don't trust a lot of our starters to go so many times through. It's Ruin or Scherzer or Kershaw or any of those guys like that. I will trust them third time through. If they're doing okay, I would trust them third time through. Yankees have their opener warming up. He's not their opener today, of course, but Chad Green is in the pen getting ready. Probably sooner than later. Yeah, Happel's not a bad pitcher. I mean, we'd love for him to give the Yankees 5. I mean, at least get there and start Green off with a fresh inning. I don't think that's going to happen. Well, first and second, no one out with Semien, who's already had a 2-run homer off half. Fastball missed outside, now 3-0 to the leadoff hitter. So, it's not just Gary Sanchez. You're literally not locating. I know you're probably frustrated, and maybe there is something going on that's not communicated between pitcher and catcher. But if you're just missing like that and getting yourself behind in counts, and you just walked Semien on 4 pitches, you're not going to help anyone. Yeah, Boone standing up, definitely very close to taking him out. Yep, and of course they're going to have Gary Sanchez come out there, burning 2 mound visits just to get Green a little bit more warmed. And hey, well, it wasn't against the A's, but it was against another wild card team the Yankees faced in recent years in the wild card game. It's against the Twins, where Green come in for Luis Severino, and he came with the bases loaded and got out of the jam. And there was a big reason why the Yankees made it further in the playoffs that year. It's the win that game 1. Yep, here comes Aaron Boone, so Green must be ready. Actually got warmed up very fast. So Happ throws 4+ innings pitch, unable to complete the 5th frame. All those runners on base are his. So his line is not over yet, but definitely not the type of start you want to see. Even with 7 days off, he was unable to pitch well tonight. And we'll be right back with this after this pitching change. So we are back, Hap, standing up in anticipation, seeing what his final line with no outs. It's like, here, get me out of this. All of this is on you now. It's not easy. And here is Mr. Green, 5.59 ERA, but 62 strikeouts and 40 and 30 pitch. I mean, he had a really rough start to the season, really didn't find his groove until June. Starts that fastball in the lower outside corner, 0-1 to Chapman. And also, last time out, just the second time out of 12 openers that that the Yankees lost, and this was the first time that where it was Green's fault, where he got the loss. It's that fastball. I don't really know where that missed. That was in the zone, and Sanchez didn't frame it poorly, so maybe upstairs. But it's a 1-1 count to Chapman. It was great power. One more home run, he'll have a 30-homer season. It's only been in the league for 3 years, and blows him by at 96 right there, 1-2. You'd love for Green to get the strikeout right here. Or any sort of non-productive out. With the strikeout, the next play, you have the double play. That could be such a big motivator for the Yankees next inning. Here's comes 1-2. Fastball missed upstairs, 2-2. And Green has really relied on this fastball this year, and I think it's because last year, when you're a reliever and you only pitches, there's a reason why relievers don't last long, and that's because usually teams will be able to figure out what times they're going to throw their certain pitches, and 50-50 they'll be right. But Green, that fastball that plays so well at 96, 97, that one's popped up. That'll be a non-productive out. Who's going to catch it? It'll be Urshela diving grab. And throws it to Chad Green. Him and Sanchez collided, but it looks like Urshela's okay. Actually lost his tweet along the way. Trout number 1. So Green does his job. A nice catch by Urshela. And this is one of the reasons why Oakland Coliseum is so awful. And wow. Yeah, Sanchez wasn't catching that. And Urshela kind of jumped and reached back, caught the ball, and then kind of fell on his side. Yeah, it was a really nice play by Urshela. I don't think Sanchez was going to catch that ball. I mean, maybe it was because Urshela was right there and kind of freaked him out. Wasn't sure who was going to catch it, but still. Good job. And I know the defensive stats on FanGraphs don't like Urshela, but really, he more than passes the eye test. And he really does have great range like that. And I think the defensive stats always can be a little spotty because sometimes a lot of players can have drastically different seasons defensively between years. Then you have guys like Betts and Judge who always have great years, and they're consistently good. So, and obviously there's going to be guys who struggle year to year defensively, and it changes. And also swings through that one out at 98. But back what I was saying before that pop-up, Green line that fast for 96, 98, he says, hey, I'm only here for 1 inning. I'm going to throw it as hard as I got. You know what? When you got 2 comfortable my fastball, I'm going to give you a little slider that's not too bad. Actually helps out the slider more because he just can be so dominant with that fastball. And that ball's popped up once again to Urshela. This time all him, and he makes the catch 2 away. So Green, pitching really well out of relief right here. Still have to get by Kana, but so far so good. He is really the perfect guy for the opener because he can shut good hitting teams down early on. This is 2, 3, 4 that he's facing. And I'm telling you, it's not Ottavino, it's not Britton, it's not Canely, it's Chad Green. He's the guy who gets out of it. I think out of a bunch, I think Canely could also kind of be an opener, but not Holder, not any other guy. Certainly not Britton, and Chapman's, of course, reserved for the closer role. So really, the guy the Yankees trust most right here. In these types of situations, like, all right, we're losing, we got to stop the bleeding. Who's their guy to come in? It's Chad Green. Fastball 97 middle in. I really hope he does get out of this. I mean, I want him to get out of this. Yankees be absolutely pumped in the sixth. Who do we have up? We got 3, 4, 5. Sanchez, Rochelle, Gregorius. More than enough to score some runs in the sixth. No, we're still within striking distance. Still got time. Here comes the 0-1. Well, grounded. And knocked down by Urshela. Run will score. Tipped off his glove, and indeed he ends up getting it. So it's a single technically to the shortstop. The A's do get a run. Hey, I mean, Green got the ground ball. You can't be upset by that. It just was in the rough place. So with that RBI single, the A's are now 5-1. Well, actually, it didn't even touch Urshela's glove. It was in the hole, and your job for Gregorius even just knocked that down. It wasn't really able to feel that cleanly, and it would have been, I believe Connor would have been safe anyway. I mean, yes, he's not the fastest of guys, but he does play center fielding with some speed. A good job by Gregorius to not let the ball go in the outfield and at least not have 2 runs scoring. So here's Pinder to try to tack on the damage, but takes a fastball at 98 for a strike 0-1. He's trying to put up a crooked number right here. Try to pull away, and I would say if they get a 2-run single right here, I think they would be able to do just that. And Pinder swings through 97 right there. I would go back for a fastball higher than high. He is not catching to that fastball right now. And he does kind of go with that, but not high enough. Still 0-2. I don't know if we've seen even one slider so far. He just says, hey, I'm going to give you my hardest fastballs, and you better try to hit it. Good luck with that. Like I said, the Yankees have a great offense, and, Far's been working as well tonight. Ground to Gregorius. He's firing a first on the run and does get him in time. So, hey, really good job by Green. Hap obviously not able to give us the innings, but at least Green makes this game within striking distance. A's are up 5-1 as we head to the sixth. So we are backfires, of course, out there for his sixth inning of work. And only has 65 pitches. I mean, you don't say he's going to go 8 strong, 7 or 8 strong. I mean, I wish we had guys who can do that more often. It's like you can't have this. You can't have 4 innings of 5 earned runs from Jay Happ, a guy that we're paying at least for 2 years and $34 million. It just can't happen. That fastball misses low 1-on-1. I mean, Yankees should still be fired up right now. That Green came in and really just pretty much shut and gave the Yankees a chance in this game that they really should have no business winning. So I mean, that should pump you up, but it puts pressure on the offense. And at a certain point, when you're just down the entire time, it's tough to come back. The Yankees they do have the most comebacks in baseball this season, but still doesn't make it any easier to come back from a 4-run deficit and a pitcher who's on tonight. Your pitcher, once again, very struggling a lot, and you committing so much money to him too. Game kind of froze right there. Mediator. Why is that? It might be a good stopping point, but still, it's annoying. For whatever reason, the app's not working right now. Can't get background, we'll just call it this, around 12 was when I want to finish anyway. That's when we can go through the entire six, and we still maybe can. And yeah, we're back. Fires just Sanchez out, 1 away. I'm not sure if that was called or swing. And Chapman, he's really funny. They were showing Chapman right during the strikeout. I guess he crouches low and really low, not even an athletic position, almost like a crab almost. He's a big guy too. I think he's like 6'5" maybe. Maybe I'm exaggerating that a bit, but I thought that's what I've heard about his height. He kind of really just stays low, and he has a really interesting prep step. And hey, whatever works for him. That's interesting. So, I was making a great point of why Urshela is not highly regarded. He's actually not as good towards the left side of the baseball when playing third base. He's really good against the right side, now that I think about it. He makes all those backhand plays. He makes all those tart plays and all that stuff. I don't really see him too often kind of make a diving play over to his left and get out the runner. So, maybe that does. I mean, now I'm thinking about it, okay, I could see a little bit, but still, to have him below average as a defender, rating him on Fangraphs, I think that's ridiculous. I don't think that makes any sense, and I think the stats are flawed like that. He's been well regarded at third base the entire year, and he's now regarded well as a hitter and just singled up the middle. And I think with the playing time he's receiving, he's definitely going to keep playing a lot since he's been doing so well. He should be able to be in the batting title race at some point. And he gets to 502 at bats, which is majorly equivalent of a 3.1 plate appearances per team game. So 162 times 3.1 is 502. He's currently at 357, so he still actually has a pretty good chance of reaching that when he does. So between him and LeMahieu and Brantley and Devers for the batting ground. And Brantley's net right number closest to LeMahieu. I think LeMahieu's at 337, Brantley's at 335. Here's Gregorius, who has doubled in the second, scored the Yankees' only run, actually, thanks to Tauchman's RBI single and his also strikeout swing. That fastball misses inside 2-0. Yankees have some decent opportunities against the A's and Flyers tonight. They had runners in the corners back in the fourth and lead-off single in the fifth, and let's see if they can maybe catch something in here. And you have to be a little bit fired up at least. The green helped you out right there. It made this game still playable. Still within bounds. Here's a 2-0. There's a strike to the inside corner. Gregorius stares in, trying to wonder where that crossed the plate. Doesn't even look back to the umpire. You know, I wonder if Gregorius is looking at that giant hole on the left side. And I'm telling you, Didi from 2 years ago would always try for that. It's ever since he has started to hit 20-plus home runs, he has stopped going the other way as much. He has been a lot of pull. I mean, that's where his power is. He doesn't have any real power towards the left side, but hey, you can hit one down the line and get a double out of it. That's what he should be thinking. I mean, I wonder as pitcher slides fires too. I mean, he's been throwing a lot of pitches inside. Infield shifted towards the right side, so there's no coincidence there. You're trying to pitch him a certain way. So it's tough to try to go the other way there, try to split the ball towards the left side. Still might be worth trying, though. And that fastball misses inside, so Gregorius works himself a walk, and Yankees are kicking with oil right here. You know, they haven't started out this game with back-to-back runners on. I mean, first time in this game they've had back-to-back runners on. So maybe something's a brewing here. Now the A's are starting to warm up, you know. And hey, Flyers pitched great. Only had 77 pitches through 4 1/3 innings. That's wonderful. Love to see them through 6, but, you know, you don't want this game to be out of hand. So Jake Diekman up. He is a former Royal product. Actually got traded to the A's this year. And he's also originally, I think he was on the Phillies at one point, but he kind of had his breakout year with the Rangers. I think that was 2016 or so, 2015, 2016. He still strikes out a ton of guys, but he also walks like 5 guys per 9. He's kind of like the left-hand equivalent of Adam Ottavino, except worse. We also have Yasmir Petit on deck. So looks like this might be Fire's last hitter. You know, Bob Melvin really loves to use that bullpen VA, and it's a very good one. I mean, I guess they're thinking of, all right, like, you know, if he gets on, they're deep into face Tauchman, great. If he still wants them to face Tauchman, then all right, we have Yasmir Petit, the right-hander, to face Maben. Then Ford's on deck as a lefty, so we always have Diekman as an option for that. That's probably Bob Melvin's mindset right here. This will be Fire's 80th pitch. Sorry, he's already pitched 5+ innings, not 4. He gives a move to second, but Urshela back in there. Well, Urshela is so great. I mean, look at this line tonight. He's walked. He's hit a line drive to center field. He also hits the ball up the middle. I mean, that's a great night. That's perfect. That's exactly what you expect from a guy like Urshela. You know, I mean, he definitely has more than a power up. He actually also has 29 doubles, which I didn't even realize, to go on with like 18, 19 homers, which is very respectable. He ended up with really 35, 40 doubles, which, you know, even if Urshela only had 5 to 10 homers, to have 35 to 40 doubles, that's a good sign. Your slugging percentage is be very good, and I think Urshela does have that 400 to 500 slugging percentage, which gives him that 900 OPS. I'm sure it has to be at around 900. He's an animal. Something close to it at least in the well into the 800s, which is above average. I think Major League average is like 750 something. Here's the 1-2, and blocked in the dirt by Fedley. Now 2-2. I wonder if Fires will get a chance to pitch next inning. It does seem like this is one of his longer innings and not in as much control here. I do wonder if this would be his last batter. I said Bummer does really love to use that bullpen of his. Would not be surprised. Here comes a 2-2. Torres, sliding stop by the shortstop. And he saved a run there. Wow, really good job by Simmons. He really has gotten better defensively. If he let that ball go through, then Urshela would have scored. But because of him, it's now bases loaded, no out. So Yankees in a similar situation to the A's. And Simmons also smart for not even trying to throw that ball, knowing the situation. Good job by Urshela to kind of Torres to go up the pitch. And here comes Bob Melvin. Probably going to throw in Diekman to face Tauchman. So we will be right back after this pitching change. So we are back. We do have a couple of injury update for the A's. We have Ramon Laureano on the 10-day DL. He has really near a 2020 season this year, so it's unfortunate because he's hit the injured list. And Sean Manaea is out for the year, and we all know how well he can be. He's trying up for the early goings for the AL Cy Young Award. Like the first month and a half before getting injured, and he's kind of been on and off, and then he got injured again, and now he's having shoulder surgery and he's going to be out for the rest of the season. So, tough break for the A's. Yeah, nice block by Fegley. That was a slider very low and away in the dirt. 1-0. So, tying run at the plate. No, I would love it if talking a grand slam here in Oakland. Because that would kind of like show that, like, all right, I'm more than a guy who just gets it cleared in Yankee Stadium, never hitters spot bars. I can hit with the big boys here. Especially in a left and left matchup with Diekman. And that 95 inside, you see he's wild. And this will probably be his only batter that he faces. Maybe he'll face Maven, I'm not sure. That way he gets a Ford afterwards, but I was actually one out. That should be able to get a run, and that'll be a sacrifice fly. And not a bad throw, but it will be cut off by Chapman. So a sacrifice fly for Tauchman. He has driven both runs tonight. And the Yankees now trail the A's by a score of 5-2. Here comes Bob Melvin. So it was just for the one batter, which is pretty much as expected. So I have another pitching change. And Petit will come in to pitch. So we are back around the league. Eddie Rosario left today's game with a right hamstring strain. Excuse me. That is a really key player of the Twins. Giolito had 12 strikeouts in complete games today. And Brian McCann with the Braves, you haven't heard too much about, but he actually has come in clutch a couple times for them this season, is on the 10-day IL. Here's Petit. We saw him the other day. He's 3-2 this season, 2.51 ERA. Not that much of a strikeout pitcher, like other relievers, but still has 50 Ks and 64 2/3 innings pitched. He gets a lot of ground balls and looking to hold down the fort right here. He's going to have to do it against Karen Maven. You know, maybe not so much of a power hitter, but get for the LeMahieu above, things can happen. And Maven, I mean, it's weird too because I remember Yankee Stadium, he had a 900 plus OPS at the time. He actually has gotten a lot more doubles, and it's impressive. He even has 8 homers, which is a pretty good number for him. I don't even know if he's had that many in his career, but certainly near his career high. And he also has a career high in on base percentage as well at 385 right now. I think his career high before that was 350. And I think there's only 2 seasons where he's hit over 300, so really having one of his best years for the Yankees, and really still could be a backup outfitter, maybe a starting outfitter on some teams at the very least. At the very best, excuse me, on some teams. Last pitch was low and outside, 1-1 to Maben. Maben has struck out twice today, trying to avoid the hat trick, which was a strikeout of 3 times. Trying to cash in a run here. And he fouls that one off, but it will go foul. So 1-2. Against Petit, Maven is 1 for 11 with an 0.91 batting average and has struck out twice. Hopefully, he can change that right here. Now, depending on if Yankees claw their way back, I might stay it for a bit longer. But if not, I think I'm gonna call it after Maven's at bat. And he swings and misses, so Maven does hit the hat trick as Petit strikes him out the curveball. So I'll give the final line really quick. me just write down that final scoring note. Okay, so Jay Happ went 4 innings, 4 hits, 5 runs, 5 earned runs, 2 walks, 4 Ks, 1 hit by pitch. And Fiers went 5 innings, 6 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned runs, 3 walks, 1 strikeout. So Fiers had a pretty good game. Happ did not. Yankees still down by a few runs. I did it for 2 hours. My ass tired. My back is kind of sore, so I'm going to call it quits. But it was very fun, as always, to broadcast. Thank you guys for joining me. I'm Adam Cut with Yankees from Israel, and I hope you guys have a good night.